Hey, this is Raymond with GoTimeTraining. So you guys already conquered week 1 of our home workout. We're now on the week 2. So this week we're going to increase intensity a little bit by increasing reps and a little bit of difficulty of the exercises. So I got my client here, Cole Reinhardt, and we're getting ready to break it down. So follow along with us and get ready to crush it. All right, for our first workout exercise of day 1, we're going to do some Thomas squats. So what makes Thomas squats is just holding the weight here between your legs and holding your hands down in this position. We're going to have between shoulder width and hip width apart. Cole's here is going to do 3 sets of 10. He's going to descend down, pushing his hips back, driving through his heels, just like that. Squeezing his glutes, making sure that he's looking nice and forward, keeping that neck and spine all nice and neutral. There we go. Squeeze on the way up there, keeping the core, make sure to breathe there, Cole. There we go, first exercise. So last week we did incline push-ups where we did some push-ups off a bench or at home if you had a couch or a bed, something that didn't move away from it. Now we're going to increase that intensity by bringing it down to the floor. So if it's still too difficult to do floor push-ups, go ahead and still do them incline off that couch or coffee table, but just increase the reps to 10 reps this week. So we're going up from 8 to 10 reps and we're doing 3 sets of 10. So Cole's going to get down here in a full push-up or plank position. He wants to make sure that his hands are right underneath his shoulders. He's going to keep the core tight and actually activate those glutes. That's a big part of keeping that whole body in a nice one unit fashion. He's going to descend down to lower phase, pushing his elbows out to the corner of the rooms. Look at that, nice and slow. Pushing through his whole hand and palms, pushing the floor away, coming back up, squeezing the chest and the triceps. Perfect. You got that core and glutes nice and tight there?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Breathing, right? Yep, so breathing on the way in. And then breathing on the way up, blowing itself right back up. Nice, we're going to do 10 of those. Keep going. All right, we're going to do some one-arm dumbbell rows using our handy-dandy stability ball. That's going to give us a little bit more of a core challenge here. What Cole is going to do is basically do a dumbbell row here. He's going to put the arm right next to his side. He's going to pull that, and you want to make sure that you're pulling your elbow across your hip. What that does is going to engage your lats a little bit more and not activate these traps so much, these upper traps. So he's going to pull that elbow towards his hip, making sure that his shoulder blade is coming closer to the spine, squeezing that shoulder blade together. Nice form once again, keeping that belly button nice and drawn in and tight the whole time. Slight bend in that elbow, boom, and this is going to get those lats firing, those biceps screaming, right? You feel that?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to increase the reps this week to 10. All right, so we're going to hit 3 sets of 10s on dumbbell curls, so just increasing the rep ranges again, which is going to add a little bit more intensity to the exercise. So using the same weights as last week, let's go ahead and do those curls. We want to keep those arms right next to the side. A big part of this is you want to keep his elbows always facing down. That elbow starts to pull up. We're knowing we're getting a little bit of front delts or front shoulders in there. And we want to make sure that we keep that basically glued to the side. Squeezing, nice. Squeeze at the top. And then nice lowering phase about 2 to 3 seconds down to get that full range of motion in the eccentric, the negative part of the exercise where we build all our muscle at. A lot of our muscles is built in that negative phase. So right there, keeping it nice and tight. Remember to breathe, keep that core tight. Boom, and then we get the guns. All right, this week we're going to do them standing versus sitting as we did last week. This is going to engage your core a little bit more. One thing that we want to make sure is that we kind of pull our pelvis up into our spine. That way we don't get too much of an arch through our lower back as we raise these dumbbells above our head. So keeping that core nice and contracted, glutes contracted. We're going to make sure that those elbows are facing forward, and he's going to go down into the eccentric phase, the negative phase, right there. One big key thing is a lot of times people will end up pulling those elbows out and starting to flare to the side. We want to make sure that they're nice and straight forward and he's really getting full extension in those triceps, keeping that core engaged. How's that lower back feel?
Feeling good.
Feeling good, yes. So 10 reps of this, 3 sets of 10. Boom. All right, so this week we're now going still back into that plank. The only difference is we're going to add that 5 seconds to it. So last week we did 20. This week we're going to push it to 25 seconds. Once again, 25 seconds is a little difficult for you to do. You can go into a modified plank, which Cole will show you as it starts to get a little bit tired. So we're going to go into that full plank on forearm position. So we're going to go on the forearms here, sir. There you go. Once again, we want to make sure that those forearms are right directly on that shoulder. Keep that shoulder protected. Draw those forearms, kind of pull those towards your feet there, engage the glutes and the core, and we're going to hold that right there. So this week, once again, adding 5 seconds to this, add a little bit more difficulty with progression, but for some reason, if that gets a little difficult, we're starting to shake. One thing we don't want to do is sag the core. If we have to, raise it up or go to that modified knee position, as Cole did here. You can't handle that 25 seconds? There you go. He's going to hold it right there, and good. 3 sets of 25.